as we'll do it.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get our meeting underway then. Normally, we have 30 minutes of training at the start of each one of these meetings. We're not having that today, so we're going to take care of a couple matters of business and then go on to the matter that's on the agenda. So first of all, I was not here at the June meeting, which we have minutes from. Of the people who were here,
Should approve them.
yes, we should approve them. Have you had a chance to take a look over these?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Then it would probably be good to either note any changes or revisions or make a motion to adopt them.
I make a motion to adopt the minutes.
Second.
Okay, and let's just do a voice vote here of the three, Jordan, Montes, and Elaine, who were here last week. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so the minutes are adopted, 3-0. And I think that's all we have for preliminary business. Does anyone want to make a motion to open the public hearing on agenda item number 1?
Motion.
Second.
All right, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so, first item on the agenda, application of Jorge Minore Rodriguez. Did I say that right, or did I not say that right?
Minera?
Minera?
Yeah.
Okay.
George.
George, all right.
Hi, my name is James Petty. I am the architect and representing George in 67 Kent Street. We are seeking relief from a side yard setback, which is normally 10 feet in this zoning district, to 3.4 feet. There's an existing home that was built in the 1870s, probably 1873, and it is itself 3 feet at its closest point to the side, to the existing property line. The owner would like to expand the house from a 2-bedroom house to a 3-bedroom house, and the most logical place to do that would be above the existing kitchen, which was kind of a lean-to off of the building, so basically taking that 1-story section to a 2-story section, and this does encroach into the side yard setback. One of the reasons this encroaches in the side yard setback is if you look onto the second floor plans, the stair itself is within that side yard, and so in order to get into the new area, we would really need to square the house off, so it's a nice square house, and also allow access to get from the stair through a hallway into the new area. Obviously, the property is large enough for an expansion as of right. The two most logical expansion ideas here would probably be an ADU, which obviously the city is very in favor of, and the mayor is trying to push, and the council is trying to push. They have no idea how much it costs. It would cost like twice as much as expanding an existing home. New foundations, new plumbing, and everything else. We could expand on the first floor only as of right, but the only way to get there, because we have a driveway, we're pinched between a side yard setback on one side, a driveway on the other side, and at the back we have a basement access stairs that go down. It's the only access to that basement, and we have a flue for the boiler. That means that there's one little narrow place that we could even expand outward on the first floor, and that would require completely renovating a kitchen and demolishing that, which we intend to keep, making also the cost so exorbitant that it wouldn't be, the owner wouldn't go through with an expansion. So it really made the most sense to expand directly upwards so that the structure is easy. It squares off the house. However, this does go into the side yard area, so we're seeking a 3.4-foot side yard variance.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
It,
I thought it was on the other side. I see.
is it a 6.6-foot variance?
The other way around, yeah.
Yeah.
Seeking a variance of 6-point-something feet for 3.4 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the agenda, I had to read it a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 of one, one half dozen of another. Just one thing I noted, or I think I noted, I swung by the property and did a quick look, and it looks like I didn't compare it with the survey you've got here, but it looks like since this survey was done, the driveway or the paved area got larger.
The driveway was expanded, and it was actually inspected by Dave Buckley, but a survey wasn't done since that expansion, but that was just a expansion only of a driveway, it wasn't any other work. So it is larger than is shown on this survey, which I believe was from the year 2000, yeah, 2000.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure how that weighs or if that does weigh one way or another, but just to know that I don't really see a way to build onto the side of the house without going into what's now being used as parking area.
Right, which would then put us out of, that parking area is compliant with current zoning. It's 5 foot from the property line on one side, it allows 2 cars. If we were to narrow that down, we would suddenly be, again, non-compliant with current zoning regulations.
Or have to do, 36 foot, 41 feet going back.
Oh, yeah,
41
yeah, yeah.
feet by 10 or something like
Yeah,
that.
make it really long.
Which wouldn't be super convenient.
Right.
Well, does anybody else have any other questions?
I have no questions.
I know that with one item on the agenda, there's a temptation, we got to ask them a few questions, or it doesn't look like we're doing anything. If nobody else has any questions, I'd ask if there's anybody else from the public who has anything they want to say, or if the applicant wants to say anything himself, not that he has to, providing the opportunity.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
All right.
do we want to close owing to the fact that I do not see anybody else sitting in the
Yeah.
audience, it appears there's nobody on the public who came to speak.
There's
I
not.
did not see any emails or communications on this as of 30
No.
minutes ago. I take it nothing else has come in? All right.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
The motion by Mr. Hogg,
Second.
second by Ms. Smith. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, public hearing is closed. What,
Is that a resolution over there?
we do have a resolution.
I do have a draft resolution going.
That I don't have.
I can email it to you right now.
Well, I don't want to preordain anything, but I didn't think this was a real difficult application, so maybe
Yeah.
we should just start going through those factors.
Yeah, just go through
Okay.
it. It's fine.
So, under Section 81B of the General City Law, the overall determination is whether the benefit to the applicant, if the variance is granted, outweighs the detriment to the health, safety, and welfare of the neighborhood or community by such grant. And in making that determination, we are pointed to 5 factors. First, whether an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties will be created by the granting of the area variance.
Yeah, I don't think this will create any detriment.
I agree.
I agree also, because it's staying in the same line that it's already there. You can't move the house over. So I don't think it'll create any detriment at all.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree, yeah.
I'm always hesitant to make opinions about aesthetics, but having been there and looked at the way the property's situated, if anything, continuing that line back would probably be the most desirable way to do it in terms of what it looks like at the end of the day.
I think it's really compact. You know, they're getting a lot of bang for the buck, and they're not like, really taking up a lot more room, so I think that they're keeping it kind of compact.
From the perspective of someone walking down the sidewalk, you
Right.
hardly notice the difference.
Exactly.
As to whether the benefit the applicant seeks can be achieved through another method feasible for the applicant to pursue that does not require the area variance.
I think the applicant spoke to that, and it would be cost prohibitive to do so. They looked at other ways, and just found it to be exorbitant in cost, and so I think that speaks to feasibility.
Yeah,
I agree.
I
I
would agree.
agree.
all right, I agree as well. Whether the requested variance is substantial.
Non-substantial.
I agree.
I think, mathematically, it is relative to the side yard. However, taken into context about the current footprint, it's not determinative in my mind.
I agree with Jordan.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
Yeah.
Whether the proposed variance will have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district.
No. There's a house next door looks like it has an addition on the back also, same type. I don't think it'll be noticed, basically.
No.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear that.
I didn't hear it either, but,
Well, in substance, there's other homes in the neighborhood, including, I believe, the adjacent property to the, I gotta look at the direction here, west, northwest, sort of,
To the
that's
west.
similarly close to the lot line. I agree, I don't think there will be an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions. I'm not gonna ground that just in the fact that there's other non-compliances in the neighborhood, but having looked at it,
Yeah.
yeah. As to whether the alleged difficulty is self-created,
They're all self-created.
well, right. Is there anything about the self-created, is there anything about self-creation here that gives us concern about granting the easement?
No.
Easement,
No.
variance.
no.
No.
I agree. And then finally, do we think that the requested variance is the minimum variance necessary and adequate to protect and preserve the character of the neighborhood and the health, safety, and welfare of the community?
I think it's a
Yes, I do.
small
Yeah.
variance, yeah, relative.
I would say that it is because we're holding that current line on the house.
Yeah.
This one actually maybe isn't self-created because of that reason.
Well,
Because the house is
Right.
is built 3 feet off the property line. They did not create that.
right.
But,
So-
well, they,
But you buy
but
the
They're the
they
ones
bought
that
it.
want to build
Most
the addition,
variances
but
are
they're not the ones who
I
put
know,
the house in
I know they are,
current
but I'm just
Right.
saying this one may be that, outlier that isn't self-created.
Well,
Just put it out there.
yeah, no,
Doesn't matter one way or the other. It's not prohibitive, but even if it is.
I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say it doesn't matter. I'd just say, as Jordan said, at some level, they're all self-created beyond the level that's present with all of them. Or do we have concerns here, like somebody did something that was flagrantly illegal and now they're saying they need a variance because it's going to cost too much to correct it? Something like that. All right, let me just direct a question at the applicant. Normally, when we grant variances, assuming we're granting the variance, we put in a couple restrictive conditions on the variance, the one being that no permits or certificates of occupancy are going to be issued until all required fees to the city have been paid. I don't know that there were any required fees on this one aside from the variance application fee, but there could be in the future going forward with construction. The second being that the variance becomes void if some time limits aren't met. First, obtaining a building permit within 6 months, then commencing construction within 6 months of obtaining the building permit, and finally, completing construction and obtaining a certificate of occupancy within 24 months after the issuance of the building permit. And as a pertinent side note, we can extend those deadlines for good cause, and frankly, do wind up extending those deadlines from time to time for good cause. But I wanted to ask whether or not your current plans are consistent with what those restrictions would be? Yes. They are? Okay, because, I mean, basically what it amounts to is if you need, say, a little more time, it'd be easier to address that right now than having to do another hearing on it.
He's been excited to start for months.
Okay. Just wanted to check. Does somebody want to make a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
I second that.
Approve the resolution that was circulated earlier with modifications reflecting what we just discussed?
Correct.
Okay.
A quick second.
Second. I will do a roll call vote on this one. Elaine,
Yes.
Jordan,
Yes.
Montes.
Yes.
Judith,
Yes.
and I will vote yes too. So the motion carries on a 5-0 vote. Today is Tuesday,
16.
the 16th. We'll have that resolution signed by Friday at the latest, but with any luck, I'll be in there by Thursday. So, and at that, if there is nothing further, I think we should close the meeting.
Motion?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Well, thank you, that was a quick one.
Very efficient.
So that's that.
And again, I'm sorry for being
Who made
late.
the motion?